friends. Brenda Balding here. And love's in her voice. Oh, I'm so glad that you're with us today. And we have a lovely guest, and I'll introduce her in a few minutes, but let's do some of our heart breathing. Let's breathe in a big, deep breath of light and love through your heart down into every cell of your body. And as you breathe out anything that you're willing to let go of right now into that light. And let's do this 2 or 3 times just to bring us in, get us grounded. Helps me too. So let's just do that a few times. The breath is such a gift to us. Wonderful. Thank you for being here. And I would like to introduce you to Evalena Rose, a wonderful lady that I've met recently. And this show we're calling The Alchemy of Love. And Evalena will explain that later, but let me tell you a little bit about her. Evalena helps people open their hearts and embody their soul through metatherapy, and she'll talk about that later, channeled readings, and energetic healing. In private practice for 46 years, she's so young. She, she is a spiritual mentor to awakening seekers, healers, therapists, and entrepreneurs. She is deeply versed in trauma recovery after decades working on her own and helps light workers clear their past to live vibrantly in their authentic natures. For 40 years, Evalena has channeled ascended masters known as the Council of 12, a magical number for me, working collaboratively with individuals, couples, groups, and to live fully in their power and passions. So talk to us about metatherapy, Evalena. That would be wonderful.
Sure. Thank you. It's great to be here, Brenda. So, metatherapy is a word that I've coined because I feel the work I do is beyond ordinary therapy. And I'm often working with people who've done a lot of work on themselves and they just are still stuck in some things that haven't cleared. And so metatherapy is very much working with spirit, with guides to get to what's underneath the patterns. And together we've evolved a form of soul retrieval that moves people through trauma really quickly. And so my sense has been that when there's trauma, a part of the psyche gets caught in time. So it's still back there, and that's why we do all the inner child work, and they're still bereft because they're not
Mm,
present. And
hmm
so we have the adult get really centered and grounded, go with Divine Mother, step into the scene where the child is, maybe with some angels to handle the other people. Go
Yeah.
to the go to the child and love them up and invite them to come live in the adult's heart. And they always say yes with maybe a little coaxing. And so then Divine Mother brings them through space and time, all the way into current time, into the heart. The angels make a perfect room for the child in the heart with a big rocking seat for Divine Mother. And then she
hmm
holds the child and the adult, and they breathe in her love, and she absorbs the trauma. So they breathe all the emotions and fear and rage or whatever there is into her heart, and they breathe in the love. And it shifts things immediately because now the
Well,
child's in
that's,
current time. Yeah.
yeah, that's really beautiful. So you just described sort of the alchemy of the process.
Yeah.
Speak about that word specifically so that our audience really understands alchemy and what that all means in your process.
To me, alchemy, it's a mysterious word in a way.
It is.
It's about the mystery because Originally, it was about turning base metals into gold. And it's kind of like finding a situation that's full of a whole lot of emotions and finding a way to transmute that to love, to dissolve the hole the past has had on that part of the psyche and bring them into love, into a love relationship. And so
That's
it
really
shifts it.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I love heart breaths, because I'm breathing in the light and love of the divine.
Hmm.
And I encourage people as they breathe out to breathe out anything that I'm ready to let go of right this moment. I can always take it back. And we do as humans take things back, don't we?
We do. There are
Yeah.
things I've given over hundreds of times
Yep.
because I
Yep.
keep taking them back.
Yep.
But you just look for the 101. You just look for that next
Yes.
one that you don't take it back.
Yes. That's so wonderful because it's so true that, and that's why I have them. That's why I encourage people to breathe out into that light and love. So we're not
Mhm.
breathing it into our space and we're not, creating that energy around us that
Mhm.
does not serve us anymore, even though sometimes our mind, our emotions think it does.
Right, right. And that's part of the alchemy because the
Yes.
light, the love of the universe, the love of the divine can alchemize things. It can dissolve the negative and turn it into free energy. And people get more of themselves back.
And you know, that's sort of like aligning with your essence, aligning with our inner coherence. Speak a little bit more about the essence and inner coherence,
Okay,
if you would.
I'd be happy to. I think what a lot of us have missed is that we're not just this person inside this skin, inside this incarnation in this body, that
Hmm.
we also exist on other planes of existence. And at the quantum level, our essence is pure light because that's what we came from. And so we have an aspect of our being that's pure light. And then there's a whole lot of aspects in between. And as we learn to open to those parts of ourselves, we have a lot more resources and we're more able to live in a way that the stuff people talk about doesn't affect us as much. It's like it still might be there, but it's kind of, oh, there's my stuff. Okay, we'll work it through again. But in these higher levels, it's just stuff. It's not about who you really are because the essence is untouched. There's a
Hmm.
part of us that's pure light. I've
Hmm.
been working, I did two apprenticeships this year with Cindy Dale, this amazing energy healer, because I finally found a teacher way ahead of me on the path. And she works also with the heart. And she says, in every being, there is a molecule of the divine. And she calls it the God spot. And it's pure, absolute light. So when we go in and touch that pure light, it can transmute all kinds of things because now we're not the stuff, the programming, the what's happened to us. We are the light.
Hmm. That's really magical and not so magical. It truly is our essence. It
Mhm.
truly we are the essence of light and love. And so many of us have a hard time with that because it's so hard to grab onto it when we've had a traumatic, dealt with trauma anytime in our life.
Mhm.
And trauma can be physical, emotional, spiritual. It doesn't have to be what people define as trauma.
It
It
can
can
be
be on any
environmental.
level.
Hmm.
Huh?
Can be environmental. The hurricane I went through in Asheville, North Carolina last year, that was trauma. And it leaves an impact that has to
Yeah.
somehow get cleared.
Yeah. Yeah. How can spiritual sovereignty become a grounded response in uncertainty and the need and when change may be imminent or needed?
Hmm.
Transformation is another good word for change, but I
Hmm.
mean, because when we're doing this kind of work, willingness to look at what we're doing, what I'm doing, and how I'm choosing to be in the moment can get in the way of my next steps. How do
Hmm.
you assist people through that?
Well, sometimes I'll say to people, the only way out is up.
Yep.
That,
Climb the
you've got,
stairs.
yeah, you've got this chaos, you've got things that just totally have captured your mind. So you want to use your practices to find a way to raise your vibration so you're able to witness it from a higher experience. And there are so many. There's like the seed syllables up through the chakras, breathing into the God spot. But you want to give yourself that experience of, wait a minute, this is getting to me. I need to use a practice. I need to get back to my sovereignty. And it's
Mm-hmm,
really aligning with your core essence and aligning with the divine. I pray a lot. And I think prayer isn't at all about God needs to hear from us. I think
mm-hmm,
it's that it aligns us with what we're asking for. And it gives
mm-hmm,
permission for the guides and the angels to work with us. And that's the other piece is about sovereignty is we're not meant to do it alone. We're meant to collaborate and interact with these realms of light that are readily available and love to assist us. And they're kind of like, would you ask? I have to wait till you ask.
and that's really true because that's one of the things that the creator, divine essence, whatever term people want to call it, um, gave us when we became embodied is
Right.
free will, free choice.
Hmm.
The divine is not going to get in our way or show up if
Hmm.
we're, number one, not ready to hear it, but number two, if we don't ask.
That's right.
It's kind of like a mother. I have a 49-year-old daughter, and there were times when she was in a little struggle and feelings were kind of, "Meh," and I went in trying to fix it. Well, yeah, you know what? Mothers think that's their job.
Hmm.
What I
Hmm.
realized and what my daughter has taught me is she'll say, Mother. It's like, that's not your job. That's
Uh-huh.
my job. And of course, then I apologize. And the angels and the divine are the same as parents for us.
Mhm.
They are there. They're waiting for us to ask. They're waiting for us to teach.
Right. But they're
But
not codependent.
yeah, they're
They're
not
not.
codependent and they're not going to say, do it this way, do it this way.
That's
They're
right.
not into shoulds. They're not into if onlys or any of that stuff,
Right.
right?
Well, and
Yeah.
what they often say through the council is, we're not attached to your outcomes. We help you because it helps you grow. We're
Yeah.
not here to make you successful or rich or any of those things. It's fine if it happens. But in your journey, if you let us really help you evolve your inner being, then we're helping you evolve. We're helping your evolution, and that's what we're about.
And the nice thing about that is that it raises our own energy level, which then becomes a gift for the world.
Yes.
And, a lot of people go, huh? Can you speak a little bit more about that? How just being our most authentic self is a gift to the world energetically.
It is. As we heal that codependency that I think many of us were raised with,
Hmm.
what we learn is it's not about not having an impact with people, but it's about staying in your center, staying home, opening your heart, expanding to include, and allowing yourself to radiate love. And it's way easier, but it's really strange. When I first let go of judging people or rescuing people, because those kind of go together, because you have to
Oh
judge
yeah.
someone to think they need rescue. When I first let go of it, I didn't know what to say. It was like, what else?
Yeah.
And then I came to learn that if I'm really centered in me and I just speak from love, it all works really well.
Yeah.
And if I'm not sure what to say, I'll say, Spirit, guide my words, my thoughts, my actions, and let it be spoken through me.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Some people, when we talk about putting our heart out there and putting the energy of our heart, might be a little bit feeling of fear coming up about vulnerability, especially if they've been in any kind of trauma. How
Hmm.
does this assist that letting go of that feeling of vulnerability
Great.
or enhancing it for that matter? Could be either one.
Yeah, great question. So I'm not exactly saying putting my heart out there. That's the old way. Is I give you my heart, now I'm empty and you got to fill me up.
Ah,
I
got it.
stay in my heart and I offer love through my heart. And if it's a difficult situation, I may say, Divine Mother, would you come hold this person? Angels, will you come be with this person? I might turn it over. So I'm not trying to fix anything. I'm just adding love to the situation. I do feel I'm an empath, and I had 5 perpetrators, so I've done a lot of trauma work of my own.
Hmm.
And I
Feel free
do,
to share any of that you like.
okay, and I do feel that we want to learn how to evolve a sovereign energy field.
Hmm.
So the behind that fear question is a sense often of either I put my heart out there or I'm closed. And there's more
Ah,
choices than that, you see.
right.
First of all, I'm not going to put my heart out there. I'm going to expand my heart to offer love. And then if I feel the need, I will fill my 4-inch layer with light. And before I channel, I feel the guides do that. We just create me like a 4-inch layer of light around my body, which feels wonderful.
Oh yeah, it's almost like a 24 or 360-degree massage.
It, that's beautiful, yeah.
It's really wonderful. Yeah.
And I learned something else with Cindy Dale, which is lovely that you can work with the elements. And
Hmm.
if I'm in a situation and I feel like others are trying to take from me, I ask the element metal to fill my auric field with little bits of metal, and then they can't come in. Love can
Right.
come in, but that taking energy doesn't touch me.
Yeah.
So I have a series of classes on my website about living as an empath. That's six, 6 hour and a half classes of all of the skills for how do you create a sovereign field. And I think the first one's free. I'm happy to give it to people free.
That's wonderful. And you can be found at Evalena at evalenarose.com, correct?
That's right. Yep.
So if anybody wants to look at this information that Evalena had just offered to you, go to the website and, you know, all kinds of things may come up for you when you look at her lovely website. Do you have any last words of wisdom for people or any tips or tools that they can take away with them?
So the website is actually evalenarose.com. You name the email, the website's evalenarose.com.
Thank you.
I think I think I'd want to say we are really all divine. And I
Mhm.
encourage you to cultivate a relationship to whatever that means for you. And I highly recommend finding one of the Divine Mothers, whatever fits your way of seeing things, to be with you and hold you and help you learn more about love. I think part of her role is to bring us to actual love instead of the love we might have gotten as a child. Bring us to safety, and a lot of us didn't get safety. So I just suggest that you relate to the divine and let it be really personal. And know that when you ask one of these radiant beings to come in, they always come. And the rest is how much you're allowing it. But if you can trust they're there, then you go ahead and say what you want and you might just get it. Probably will.
Yeah. Allow and also listen
Yes.
and feel. Notice what's going on in your body,
Mm-hmm.
especially for me, the inner part of the body, the essence, the heart, the gut, the
Mm-hmm.
the sixth chakra, the spiritual connection up here. What's
Mm-hmm.
really going on? Because when I'm asked for connection, I get a lot of stuff here, but I also get a lot of stuff here
Mm-hmm. And in the gut.
and in the gut too. Yep, that too.
The gut mind is way more instrumental and the heart mind than we
Yes,
think.
and the
Nine,
brain in some
90,
ways. Yeah,
90% of the messages in the vagus nerve, which connects all the organs from the brain, 90% go from the gut to the brain. Only
yeah,
10% start in the brain.
right,
So it's
right,
these other means of knowing that are really in charge if we let them be. And then
right.
life gets richer.
And it's richer on so many levels. Money is kind of way out here somewhere. Um, Abundance, and I love that word because it's a dance. The last five letters is dance, and it's abundance, but it's an abundance of light and
Mhm.
love and feeling good about myself and going out for a walk and enjoying Mother Nature and Father Sky, as I call the two of them. And it's like, oh, I'm alive.
Yes,
Isn't that fun? And numerical age makes no difference,
right.
as we
Absolutely.
know.
As we know.
As we know.
Yep. Here we are, vital and still offering our legacies.
Absolutely. And isn't that
Mhm.
wonderful?
Yeah.
Any last tidbit before we say goodbye?
Come to love yourself. You are, each one of you are the child of the divine, the creatrix, whatever you call it. So
Hmm.
come to love yourself. Why would you reject any child of the divine? And
Yeah.
all those ways that you've ever learned to reject yourself or tear yourself down, they're just learned. Turn them over and ask the divine to teach you how to love yourself.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
And you are worth it. Like she said, you deserve it. We
Yes.
are all worth it.
Hmm.
Thank you so much for being here with me today, for sharing your wisdom. And let's take some nice heart breaths in through that beautiful heart, down into every cell in our body, and anything that we're willing to let go of, just give it to that light and love and let them take care of it. Blessings to each and every one of you. Remember, EvalenaRose.com and BrendaLBalding.com. Come and visit us. Blessings. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you. What a gift.